Hey everybody, this is Stephanie and Edmond Lee.
Hi.
And we're the Lees, obviously. If this is your first time seeing us, you may have seen us on reviews from other channels, Married at First Sight or whatever. But if not, this is maybe your first time seeing us, and this is called Our 4 Cents. We were talking about doing a tagline, and she didn't like the ones I created. It was like shift starters. She didn't really care for it. But if you got an idea for a tagline, we're open, obviously, because mine got shut down 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So, Steph, you want to tell them what Our 4 Cents is and maybe why we created it?
Okay, so if you guys have seen me before, I have been doing reviews for Married at First Sight for a while now. I get to talk to you guys and have lots of really good conversation, but I also get to bring my husband on, and we have seen that you guys really love our interactions, you love our reviews and our advice that we try to do. So what better way to bring you into our world than giving you our 2 cents, which is why we're called Our 4 Cents. So we'll talk about different relationship things, we'll talk about reviews, we'll basically just be putting a lot of really good content on YouTube and letting you into our world and hopefully connecting with you guys at some point in the future.
One tagline idea, Our 4 Cents. Keep it common. Get it? Like common sense?
I didn't get
keep
that.
It common.
So if you guys like it, let me
no.
let me know.
Get it? Valentine's Day?
I get it common sense, but
no, never mind.
Okay,
So
no.
So we're going to talk a little bit about also, we're going to give our feedback on some current events that come up. So it's going to be a little different. It's not going to be just reviews of a show. This is going to be things about just life. And one thing that people were commenting on some of our videos is they think we have this perfect world and perfect marriage. We go through ups and downs, and every marriage is that. So we're going to be vulnerable and talk about things, not too vulnerable, but we're going to give you some inside behind the scenes looks and just what it's really like. And we'll also possibly one day bring on other people, maybe her parents or my parents or whoever, to just kind of give insight and just create more conversations. I think one of the things we're going to do later is we're going to we play a game that you all can play along with us, so you guys can play on Valentine's Day or any day with your significant other, whoever you're dating or spouse. And we really want to just create shift and change through conversation, and that's it. And we're game makers, the game developers, but also YouTube creators, because we want to just shift the conversations that people are having and create more meaningful ones. So I guess, Steph, where do you want to start?
Okay, so since this is our first video, I wanted to start, and it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, so I wanted to start with maybe sharing with them how we met.
Oh, I got it. You want me to go start?
So I'll let him go first. And then
you'll hear the truth.
I'll tell the truth after that.
I'll tell the truth. Okay. So let me tell you how this happened.
Oh, okay.
All right. So first of all, we both went to Florida A&M. And it was it Valentine's Day? I think it was Valentine's Day.
It was around Valentine's Day.
It was around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Because, my fraternity, we were giving back to the community by doing community service. We were doing massages on the set. Our hands were tired. We were very stressed, but we stuck it out for the community.
How difficult to give all the women on campus massages and roses.
We would rather be studying and taking care of our duty in the collegiate matriculation. Okay? So we were out there sweating, and massaging, giving away these things. Okay. And she was in line. One of my other frat brothers was next to a massager, and I was like, I got this one. So she, I figured, I was a worker bee, right? So I wanted to just work it out, right? God. So she comes and sits down. I give her a massage, blase. I try to, get her number. It didn't go so well. No. She wasn't about it. And then all I remember is that, I don't know if I slid her my number or not. I don't remember, but I think I might have. But all I know is it took a year before I even saw her again. And then when I did, I approached her again and I tried to get a number. I don't think it didn't go anywhere then either. But she was a model, right? And so I basically kind of told her that I needed tickets for the show. And I did. I meant to go, but we had a fraternity meeting and I was not able to go, but I did have the number. And then her friend pretty much, kind of gave kudos to me, to her, and just basically kept saying he's such a great gentleman, he's a great guy, because she was dating one of my frat brothers. Right. And she kind of helped me out. So thanks, Brittany. You really helped
We love you, B. B was one of our bridesmaids. She was in our wedding party.
And so from there, you know, it was a struggle bus, and to get her to actually come on over to my side. So I guess I'll let you share from that point, because there's a whole nother story after that. I don't know if you want me to give that all the way through, or do you want to?
I don't know what story you're talking about.
Well, I'm going to talk about from there and how our first date and how that went. Or you want to get to?
Okay, so you can pause. So when we first met, his story is somewhat accurate. I will say that. I did give him a hard time. When I first met him, it was what we call the set, which is like the student union for most people. And they were giving massages, and I was with my friend. And of course, my natural inclination is play hard to get. So this is just me. He tried to get my number. That was my rule for a very long time. Like, I just don't give out my number. He wrote his number in pencil in a piece of paper. I had pencil. Pencil. Wow. I had a piece of paper for. I had that piece of paper for a long time, actually. I did not call him because I wanted him to work for it. And my natural inclination is like, listen, I'm sure he's meeting tons of girls here. He's in a frat. You know, he's not too hard on the eyes. So I did not want to be that girl who was just on your jock. So I gave him a hard time. And it did take a long time. And my friend kept vouching for him, like, he's really a nice guy. You need to give him a chance. So a year later, when he bamboozled me out of tickets for the show that he never showed up to, but he had my number at that point, we eventually went on our first date. Literally, after me just saying, fine, I'll go out with you. So.
Well, let me tell you how that even happened. Oh, God. Okay, so, first of all, you know, the fraternity thing, you know, we're victims because, because people just assume we have all this attention and that, you know, we don't know how to handle that. And so we are just trying to get our degrees and working on, you know, being, anyway. So we were at a party, right? And I don't know if it was me and Jack Daniels or just me by myself. I don't know who was with me that night.
Somebody was with you.
But it was a guy, had her arm around her or whatever. This was before we ever went out. And, you know, I just said, you know what, now or never, man. And I walked up and I politely just said, hey, you know, can I talk to you for a second? And then when he got to the side, I just said, hey, you know, I'd really like to take you out. And, you know, hopefully you just give me a chance and I'm sure you'll like me. And, you know, let's go from there. And
some of that is true. Some of that is true. He was not polite about how he did it. This guy had his hand around my shoulder. He literally walked up, took the guy's hand off my shoulder and said, let me talk to her for a second. And pulled me away so that he can talk to me.
Gotta shoot your shot, man.
You stole the net. Like, you ripped the net. I was so shocked and like, so I don't know what I was feeling, but I just couldn't believe it that I was like, fine, I will go out with you. Because I was like, this guy's crazy. Let me just check his crazy box off and just be like, next. And then we went on our first date.
And then we went to Ruby Tuesdays.
And he left the table to get a coupon out of his car.
I want to know what you was dealing with. I'm about the thrift. I'm about saving money, and I'm in finance now. That was it. You know, now let me tell you something, man. I had a coupon. My mom was about the coupon life, you know, single mom, and we didn't eat if it wasn't a coupon, right? We the kids that we go to the, we would sneak in food to the movies because my mom took us to get candy beforehand. Like, we knew how to make it happen. Yeah. You know, we in there with all types of candy. None of it is at the concession stand. None of it, you know. So I grew up knowing how to save $1 or $2, and I was like in the seat, and I'm like, hold on. This is before Groupon, and I'm like, let me go a cutout coupon.
Oh my God.
And I had no shame, and I'm in college, and to this day I don't have any shame. And let me tell you something. A lot of people, women will say, oh, if he pulls out a coupon or does a Groupon on the first date, I can't do it. Fellas, run. Because let me tell you something, marriage is about saving, marriage is about being smart, and if she just wants to, and ladies too, if you're listening to this, don't be mad at the brother for saving money, because that money can go to bills, I can go to you. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, wives will be happy that you're saving money, you know, and of course, Valentine's Day is coming up. You don't have to save on the experience though. Yeah. Keep the experience level high, but you don't have to like overspend for somebody, in my opinion, and I didn't have it no way. So it's like, you didn't have an option. Yeah. But
But we had a great first date.
Yeah, we did. And that respect, I mean, I spend, we've been to Paris, we've been to places around the world, so we do spend on each other. But, you know, like, sometimes you just have to kind of be smart about it. So that was it. And then the rest was, you know.
The rest we'll get into on our 4 cents.
Yeah.
There's so many other
so
stories.
many stories. But that was a cool story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, that was the first date. And, you know, we've been to many restaurants since. So
with no coupon.
I'm looking for one. I'm searching at the table. Like, where's the group? You know.
All right, guys. So we're going to wrap up the video. But we're going to play this card game.
Oh, we're far from wrapping up. We got to play the game.
Yes.
But we do want you, if you want to, we were going to do these often. So if you want to take this time to like, comment, subscribe, share it, that's fine. But stick around because we're about to play this game. And you can play it this Valentine's Day or even this weekend or whenever you watch this video. So let's tell them about the game and let's play.
This is great for the holidays. We created this game called Sip and Share, a fun way to be nosy. There's 4 different categories of questions: love, sex, relationships, career. And it's really about creating connections or increasing the depths of our connections. Because we're getting together, we're having the same conversations, or we're not even talking anymore, and we're not getting to know each other, or we're not really improving on our relationships. So what better way to sip a little something and then ask each other some questions and get to know each other. So I've picked out 3 questions that we're going to ask each other, and we will put where you can purchase this in the area below. So do you want to ask me or ask you?
I'll start it off.
Okay.
And like, couples can play this, groups of couples, or you can even play with your homegirls, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
What do you do when your partner's libido is no longer hold on, babe.
No longer matches yours.
Okay. You know my eyeballs.
It's like dark and sexy in here.
What do you do when your partner's libido no longer matches yours? Oh boy. Okay. You can put this out in front of the people, but let's see how this goes.
This is generally asking, but you know, also advice for whoever's watching. So you have to have a conversation. A lot of people, especially if you've been sipping a lot before this question comes up, everybody's like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. You go do something else. The reality is you have to have a conversation because there's so many reasons why that could be happening. You know, there's life changes, there's stress, there's health issues, there's, you know, being in another space mentally, and there's a lot of reasons. So I would say the first thing that I would do and the first thing that I would advise is have a conversation about it. We tiptoe around it and we get frustrated. And I know from a woman's perspective, we'll put the goods out. Oh, well, let me just put it on a platter and give it to him. And so if he doesn't want it, something's wrong with me or something's wrong with him, and then I get angry. And we rarely just go straight to the source and say, babe, like, what's going on? Like, tap tap, is this thing on? You know, like, what?
That's a good way to start. That's how you get it going. You really can test the thermometer there.
You know, just have a conversation. Like, we make things...
Step up to the mic.
Okay. We make things worse than they have to be sometimes. So really, if you are struggling with that, and I think every relationship will have a variation of that in some facet, in some part of life, have a conversation, see where it goes.
Okay. Let's talk about it. So I want to talk, you guys can answer that question too, but I'll say this, you know, as a man, you know, we're always thought about, all we think about is sex. All we think about is sex. And that's actually not 100% true. It's like 99% true. But we're thinking a lot of times, especially, it shifted for me when I got married, like understanding that it's so much more in marriage that, you know, you got stuff that you're concerned about. You're concerned about providing. You're concerned about the bills. You're concerned about life and sleep and all types of stuff. So sometimes, and I'll speak to the ladies on this one. Sometimes if you're experiencing a guy whose libido's down, you do want to talk to him, because a lot of men we associate sometimes our financial status or our stress levels or whatever work can actually have an effect on our desire to be physical or intimate. And sometimes it can have the reverse effect. You know, some people want to sex their stress away. So it really just depends on the person. But a lot of people, I think, internalize it and make it about them. And maybe I'm not this and that. Also, you know, Google libido. like Google the word and understand what it even means, and really understand that it's not always about that individual's situation. Secondly, I want to just talk about like the whole idea that if we have a conversation about it and there's something wrong, it's not necessarily something wrong. It's just something that you have to understand about the other person. And I think that's a big thing. And learning their love languages. If you don't know love languages, you might be doing things that worked back in the day when you were dating, but now it may be other things that might turn your woman on in a different way. She might want to have just a conversation, listening to her day.
And that's a great point, because love languages do change. You know, maybe prior to children, your love language is gifts. But after children, acts of service. I mean, fold the laundry. I'm sure a lot of women will say that. So that's a great point to really recognize how you guys are maturing as a couple and seeing that different things kind of turn the faucet on.
And it's little thing. Like, one thing you won't think it is, but her watching the football game with me is a turn on. Like, and actually asking questions, and she's learned a lot. You know, I put her through a lot too, because I watch a lot. I'm Googling like the draft and stuff that most guys don't do.
And I don't want to hear about it until football season starts.
And I'm telling her, babe, you hear who's traded to? And she's like, get me out of here. But
I did my time.
It works. And even some people are just attracted to, like, what they call sapiosexual, like sapiosexual. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Intellectual conversation stimulation. So you really just have to kind of look at it that way. So let's check out the next question.
All right. So you can choose one of these two that's left.
And you ask. I asked the first one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love this question. What do you love the most about your mate?
Everything.
Oh, come on.
Everything.
You're right.
Besides the awesome beauty that you see, you know, has always been her smile. I love her smile, her energy, and her vibration, and just her ability to listen and adapt. Your ability to listen and adapt really it's something that complements your beauty. So it's outside beauty and inner beauty, and it's beautiful to have someone that I can have a conversation with, that when times are tough, you can listen and understand and maneuver, and not be a person that's just stuck in their ways. And then you also are very thoughtful. And, you know, I think those are things that, I know it doesn't sound as romantic as something that you would say, oh, your beautiful eyes and your way you move and grace. And, you know, but this is marriage. I'm talking long-term things that are sexy about a person, because that is what you have. You know, you have that person, and the challenges, how people deal with challenges, I think is what makes or breaks you, not how you deal with how beautiful you look on a Wednesday. Yeah, I think that helps, but to me, it's who you are as a person that's beautiful to me.
Oh, thanks, lover. All right, what do you love the most about your mate?
Hold on,
babe. I'm asking the question again, so I can answer.
Oh, I thought it was the next question.
Oh my God, your eagerness, I love. No, so there's a lot of things that I love.
All right, let's see.
Okay. One of the things I'll say that I love the most about him is that he is very in tune with my emotional needs. So I think that a lot of men suffer with that. Some don't care, and some don't know how. And you're very in tune with my emotional needs and where I am and when I'm not in the best space. And you care. You know, I have friends who have husbands who just, oh, here she goes again, or she has a bad attitude. And even if I have a bad attitude, you want to know why I have a bad attitude, and you care about my attitude, and you care about me not feeling the best space. And if I want anything, he will try to make that happen, because he wants me to be in the best space, and he is concerned about my emotional state of mind. And that, you know, speaking of longevity, that goes so long, because it's beyond the tangible things. It's this person who really cares about how you're doing. When we say, how are you doing? We're like, fine, because we say on autopilot. He really cares about how I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So that's important to me, because I know that I'm not with somebody who's just going to discard me as being, you know, attitudey or whatever. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give you guys a tip. Women lie. All right? They are the biggest liars on the planet.
What?
Her number one lie. Oh. Babe, how you doing? I'm fine.
Whatever.
I'm cool. I'm okay. They're not okay. They're not fine. They're not okay. They're lying.
Okay.
And
whatever.
Exactly. But they want you to pry and to ask, because if she's fine and okay, and we're like, okay, well, she's fine. Okay, well, let me go ahead. No, they think we're mind readers. I don't know why they think we're a mutant or an X-Man, but we're not. But
I'm working on that.
You have to just keep going. And you didn't even care. You didn't even care. You could tell I wasn't. And I'm like, oh my God, I asked if you're okay. You said you're okay. You got to feel and listen to what they're not saying. And if you need space, you can even say, hey, I can tell something's wrong. Do you need a minute? Do you not want to talk about it? But what we've gotten to, we got an agreement. She cannot be fine if there's something wrong with the family member, health reasons, or something like
something serious.
Serious. Those things supersede the fine. You know, it's usually like 4 or 5 times I have to ask the same question. Mm-hmm. But we have had an agreement, because I could be traveling and I can tell something's wrong, and now I'm like, is mom okay? Is your dad okay? Is the kid, like, all these different things. Yeah. Like, is the, when I say the kids, is like, as our niece and nephews are you okay? And those things, I think, is not fair to let a man just run off into the world of what might be wrong. Yeah. You know, but she also doesn't do the we need to talk text. Please, ladies, don't ever do that. Don't ever send the we need to talk.
I don't do that. I just surprise your ass. We're talking now.
I do declare. Did you just say a curse word? I am flabbergasted at the thought of a curse
word. No, the we need to talk is like, it's elementary.
As I sip my drink.
It's elementary. You know, when you get into it, you just say it. Sneak on them, ladies. Don't even tell them that you need to. We're talking now. Yeah. But anyways.
All right. So
it's last, mine. Yeah, last one.
That's
a good one.
All right, I want y'all to answer this one. What's more important, great sex or a great connection?
Answer that first.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Y'all don't like this one. I think the great connection creates the great sex.
Oh my God. So I will say that too. When I first,
the fellas out there loving me for that answer right there, man.
Whatever. They loving that. And they're rolling their eyes too, I'm sure. Listen, the thing is, they're both needed, but I feel like great connection can lead to great sex. Doesn't always mean it's going to. So let's be mature and know that, you know, great sex is important. But I feel like there's lots of people having great sex and they can't stand each other a second after it's over. But a great connection leads to the desire to create an experience that can be amazing. And I don't think it can happen the other way. So great connection as well.
You don't think what can happen the other way?
Like, great sex leads to great connection. It can. No, it can, but I'm saying,
you blow that back out enough, you might get a connection that you didn't think you was gonna get.
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that too. You might get a human connection, literally.
Yes, I mean it definitely can help, but I feel like if a connection isn't there,
1 minute can last a lifetime, man.
If a connection isn't there, sex is not going to make that get there, like, unless it's meant to be. So that's it.
I don't know. I think it could. I think it depends. We're just going to go over it.
It could. I'm just saying it doesn't. I feel like there's a higher probability of having a great connection leading to great sex because you're invested versus just great sex.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So we are going to put the website down below where you can purchase this game. It's called Sip and Share, a Fun Way to Be Nosy. But we hope that you enjoyed our very first installment of Our 4 Cents. We're going to be doing weekly videos and posting them here.
Yeah. And it won't always be about our, relationship. We might talk about a relationship on TV. We got some stuff in store, like we want to talk about some episodes from Blackish, some things about some current events. Just our take is, she's a therapist. I don't know, I think she said that, but she's a therapist. So sometimes looking into the mental side of things, I like to deal with legacy and finance. And so we're going to talk about a lot of things that just are, dealing with this everyday life of relationships at the core of it. So definitely, like we said, like it, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you play the game or answer those questions that we asked. And I would love to see if any of you played during Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day weekend. It could be with a bunch of your girls. It could be with couples or even a group of couples. Yep. So,
all right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Our 4 cents.
Yep.
Looking for the tagline.